Ben here. It is the last day of the year. It is the 31st of December 2022. So I'd like to just sort of document today more for myself than anything to see how far I progress in a year with these things. So behind me I have the bottoms in production at the moment. I have the robot here. He's helping me out during the holidays. Give you guys a bit of a look around and a bit of a rundown on how Kevin works, our local robot. Let's show you. So at the moment I'm just making the bottoms while I wait for a new tool. This here is Kevin. This is the robot that we have that feeds that machine and that machine. This robot runs, it's got a rail here, so it runs up, and I'll just show you a tool change. Can't really see much out of this window. As I was saying, we have this robot runs up and down this rail and it grabs pallets from the rack we have here. So I can load up each station here. Each station is a position that I can put a pallet, and then the robot grabs these pallets and puts them in the machine. So I've currently got 2 pallets in the machine at the moment. There's one sort of down there and one up here. I think we're not too far away for doing a whole robot pallet change, so I will film that and show you. So the last operation here is a fan. It's just going to get the fan out now. So there's a fan. What the fan does is just blow all the chips and the coolant off. I hope you can hear me. So you can see it rotate the pallet. The fan's pretty nuts. So I've got the top. So there's a grinder, the top one, and then the bottom of the grinders there at the end of the pallet. Alright, let's get out of here and I will show you the robot, how it changes the pallets. So we shut the door. Turn the robot on because I was in the cage, so this robot doesn't stop for anything, so we have to have it in a cage and we don't allow anyone to be in there. Okay, so the door automatically opens. The robot goes in, grabs the pallet. Lift it out. So there's clamps on that. Let me try and show you. So there's 2 sort of posts on the top there, and that grabs the 2 posts on the pallet here. So the robot puts it down, and then he'll come and grab this pallet that I loaded up previously, and he'll put that one in the machine. So it's just, you come back and grab it now. Here it comes. So he grabs these 2 prongs. And the door will shut, and then it actually spins around and it will grab the other side. So there we go, the pallet is spun around, opens the door again, and then it will grab this one off. There we go. Gonna go and grab that one. And then he's going to put that one here. And he's going to grab this one that I previously loaded and put that one in the machine. And then make 2 more lids. Two more bottoms, sorry. There's the computer that I do programming on. Machine's happily waiting. And then off it goes again, makes 2 more bottoms. So what we do, these are essentially the loading bays. So you have one side of the spinning trunnion and then the other side. So it grabs one off, loads it here, grabs the other one, loads it here. So I can do what I want on these pallets, and when I'm finished, I hit op 1, that button there, and it will rack it. And then I can grab another pallet. We have all these pallets here. So I can put whatever I want on these pallets. We have a heap of these vices, super modular with soft jaws. So I can put vices on these pallets. I can rack this one up again, and I can keep loading it and basically fill the whole rack. We've got a heap of bays here. There's more up there as well. And then what happens is during the night, the robot will grab a pallet, load it in the machine. Once it's finished, it'll rack it again. And then it'll grab the next one, load it in the machine, and then rack it. And then in the morning, there'll be pallets here. So these are the finished parts that have been machined. So what I can do is try and do this one-handed. So this is the drawer that slides out. So now I can work on these pallets. So what I do is, let me find the tool, here you go. So now the machine's in there making more grinder lids. So now I can undo these. So I don't even know if you've seen that. So we have the 3-piece bottom. So I'll grab a raw billet. The raw billet goes in here. Let me just blow this off. I've got air gun here. So the raw billet sits, there's a groove here. It's a bit hard to see on camera, but it sits in there perfectly. And I'll do that up, and then this is the other one here. That's a completed one. Put a coolant on the bottom. Goes in my pile of good ones. And then the one we took out of here, which is this one, blow this out. That then goes upside down and in here. Do this up. So a raw one goes in here, it gets machined, that then gets flipped and put into this one. Hopefully this is making some sort of sense to you guys. So this, a raw one for the lid. So we'll grab a lid. This might explain it a bit better. So the lid goes in here. So the lid goes in there, it gets machined. That there flips into this side and it machines the teeth on the lid. And then that's finished, and then we have the middle piece. So we have a 3-piece middle. So that goes in this part, and then that gets machined, and then that flips into there. So each sort of run, when the pallet goes in the machine, you get a complete grinder out. So you put 3 raw billets in. You have that one, and that one. the 3 raw bits, and then they get machined and they flip into these bits, and it machines the bottom of them. That one there goes into there, and then you put a fresh one in. And then we can do that with every pallet. So I've got 30 positions here that I can load pallets with vices and automate these things. So this is the same one that just come off the machine. That one's now finished. I put a raw one in there, that gets flipped over and then goes back into the machine. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense. Let's go and have a look. This is Winston. Hi Winston. Robot's happily waiting to load another pallet. And then it's machining the bottoms out. About to do a tool change. Make sure the tool's still there, and then it will change the tool. And this is the machine that we were working on last time. Currently making some big boxes. I'll show you the billets for them. These are the aluminium billets. Alright, I've just changed over, so I've taken the finished one out and put it in my pile here. And then I've taken the one that was here, flipped it over, put it into here, and then I've grabbed a new bottom and put into here. So now what we can do is we can tell the robot that we have done that. So I'll just close this drawer. So I can close the drawer now. And then because this is the left side, I can hit Op 1 and then the robot will just come and grab it. So he's going to come and grab it and rack it back down there. And then once the machine's finished, it'll grab that pallet and put in the machine and grab the pallet out of the machine and put up here to do the same thing. And the cycle continues. And then put it down here. Do the same with this one. I'll close the drawers. Hit Op 2. So then I can grab another pallet or another couple pallets, put in there, load them up, rack them again, and then the robot during the night when I'm not here will just keep loading them up and then put the finished ones in here. So once they've been machined, the robot racks them onto this rack, and then if there's none in the loading bays, it'll put a finished one in here. So then what happens is I come and change the parts over, put new billets into this one, and then hit the button again. It racks it again because it knows it's a raw, about to be machined part, and then it sees that this tray is empty again and automatically brings down a finished, completed pallet. So I don't need to think about what's going on. If there's a pallet in here that's been machined, I can swap the parts over, hit the button again, and it will bring another completed one down. So it's pretty foolproof system, if that makes sense. Don't worry guys, there's going to be a lot of these videos, it'll all make sense by the time we have made these things. So yeah, that's about it, how the robot works. We have another whole rack here, what we're sort of building at the moment to feed this machine. And yeah, the robot, as I said, runs along the rail and runs that machine, and we have another machine sort of hiding in the corner over there. So as I said, I'm waiting on a tool that comes in and bores this bearing pocket out super precisely. And then I don't need to worry. It's okay if I sort of make 5 or 10, I can keep it accurate, but I'm trying to make hundreds of these things and automate them with robots and things, it becomes a bit hard. So I've got a tool that instead of coming in and sort of moving the whole machine, the machine doesn't spin and the tool spins. It's probably not going to make sense to you. Let me try and explain this a bit better. So I have a tool that comes in, and to do this pocket I need to move the machine and go down and do this pocket. The new tool is the perfect size that I just spin the tool and drop it down so the machine doesn't need to move. Because when if the machine's cutting like this and it's got to cut a circle, every time it has to go up and down, so every time it goes up and then back, the motors that are spinning the machine, they need to stop and reverse direction. So every time it's going up, it has to stop, reverse direction of the motor there, it needs to reverse. So you never get a super accurate round hole. I mean, they're very round, but not perfectly round, not to the tolerance I'm chasing anyway. So this is sort of a new design. I have some older, these I was testing less teeth. So these are not the final ones, but it's enough to give you a bit of an idea. So the top now goes on super easily. The bottoms are now encapsulated. They sort of clock in every position, and they fall together. Lid's now nice and easy to get on. Lid sort of falls in position. The bottom is now a lot deeper pocket. So yeah, overall they've been improved. This post is now chamfered twice. The bottoms are now chamfered. The chamfer's a little bit off on these. Yeah, it's to one side a little bit. I've now fixed that on the final versions. So yeah, this is basically what I'm up to. So again, soon this will be finished and it will load more pallets and then we go again. Okay, it's just doing the last toolpath now. And then it's going to get the fan out. Should be any second. About now. Yep. Okay, so it will go over there. Try and keep this in focus. Grabs the fan, spins the fan up. Okay, so I'll get out. Shut the door. Enable the robot. So one pallet is going to put it there. The other pallet is going to put it there. So it's just finished the fan. Opening the door automatically. It's going to grab the first pallet There he goes. I'll come over here so you can see a bit better. So let's just grab those 2 pull studs, pulled it out, and then he'll make his way over to here and put the pallet here. And then the door will shut on the machine. The door's going to shut. It's going to spin 180. Oh, to grab another pallet first, sorry. So to grab this pallet here. So it's basically swapping the machine pallet out, the whole machine pallet for a fresh one that I've loaded up with the raw billets. So we'll throw that one in there. And then shut the door. And then rotate the whole pallet 180 degrees. Open the door again. And then grab the second pallet out. So he'll grab that pallet and then he'll put that one here. And then I can do what I need to do here. So I can grab this one here out, that there goes in here. And then I'll rack it up again. It goes onto the racking system and then goes back into the machine to end up like this. So now Kevin, the robot, will grab this pallet here and put it in the machine. So the beauty of this, I can load all pallets up and run them unattended and still keep really, really good tolerances and make beautiful parts. And then the cycle continues. What's going to happen is the lid, the raw billet for the lid goes in this one. Once it gets machined, it gets flipped over and put into this side. A raw billet for the middle piece goes in this one, and once it's machined, it gets flipped over into this one. And then the raw billet for the bottom goes in here, gets flipped over, put into there for the final piece. So we have all the billets here for the lid. So we'll grab a lid. The lid goes in that one. We have a bottom piece that goes in this one, which is already machined because I just took it out of the machine. And then we have the middle piece. So this is the middle billet here. Hopefully that sits there. So it's like a little production line. I put a raw one in here. So once I start making these, the middle pieces and the top piece, they'll all be filled. So it'll be like this. So that one there flips over, a raw one goes in. That one there flips over, a raw one goes in. That one flips over, a raw one goes in. Hit the button, the robot comes and grabs the pallet, racks it on the rack, puts it through the machine. It comes out as a complete grinder. We're sort of 1.5 grinders. So on the left will be complete finished parts, and then on the right they just need to flip over and then go back into the left, and then raw ones go back in here, if that makes any sense. So the reason why I've only got 2 in here at the moment is because I'm only making bottoms at the moment, which are here. This is sort of what I've made this morning. So I'm waiting on a tool. The reason why I'm not making the middle or the top yet is because I'm waiting on a tool to bore this bearing pocket out super accurately. and it'll allow me to run unattended and run these things automated and still hold really tight tolerance, so the bearing doesn't fall out. It's not too tight, it doesn't get too tight on this post or anything. So if I make this bearing pocket too tight, it'll sort of squish the bearing a little bit and make it too tight on this post. If I have it too loose, the bearing can fall out, which is both not ideal. So I need to keep super accurate on this bearing pocket, and then I can guarantee that all these things are going to be the same. You'll be able to buy one in 5 years' time and it'll still fit on, things like that. No funny business going on. So these are the bottoms. I have this is a gauge, so I can gauge all the bottoms, make sure they fit on. There's a tiny little bit of slop. They pivot off. They're keyed in every position now. They go on really well. And then they key onto the bottom, like that, and then the top. The top basically falls on now. Really good. So the top has got these 3 prongs here now. These 3 prongs here. And they're chamfered, so it allows the top to sort of fall on now. It just goes on really nicely. Same as the bottom, just falls together. Guys, hope you learnt a little bit today about the process, what I'm setting up here. I'm going to go enjoy my New Year's night, and I will touch base again in 2023. In the meantime, the robot is not going to stop. We'll keep making parts and get these grinders out to you. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great break, have a great New Year's, and I will be in contact very soon. Cheers, see ya.